Maybe we'll do things a little bit differently this time. I don't know if everybody has notes up, but maybe we'll get you guys to do a recap in character.
Oh.
So maybe we'll see what Stas first remembers about last time we played, which is a month ago.
He had a lot to drink at some point because I don't know if he can remember everything that he did.
There's no way he's going to remember it all, but maybe just add a little bit of salt and pepper flavor here. And then as you go through all four of you, we'll compile a full picture. Maybe, maybe not.
It's okay in character.
Let me give you the starting point. The starting point was like the feast that night where you had just paid the innkeep, right? You had negotiated a fantastic price for like all of the food and the drink and all that good stuff, and it was raining outside. And Sean, you don't have to get into gory detail, but give us some of Stas's impressions from there forward in the last session.
Everything was good. The weather went bad. It started getting really rainy, and then something got our attention outside. And we went outside for some reason. Arrow plopped down with a message.
Yeah, Conn told you about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we rendezvoused outside, and then there were talks about the orcs. Yeah, I know the orcs. I wanted to leave. Stas wants to leave the village and get on with the Bitter Reach. And then the arrow was indicative of the orcs wanting refuge in the village. And the group was kind of hemming and hawing, and Askelon and Garm were wanting to talk and parlay with them. And we got the head of the village.
Stom.
To let them know that the orcs were outside wanting refuge. And so there was a question on whether they were just going to barge into the village or not. And then Stas was like, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm going to go to bed because I hadn't had any rest in a long time. I was fatigued. That's why I can't remember.
That's right.
Tired. Brain, right. Yeah. And then you three, Conn, Stas, Garm, or Askelon, Garm, went to parlay with the orcs, and they were in rougher shape than we anticipated. And an orc mother was invited in eventually because she had babies in the village or had babies prior. Askelon delivered them. Yeah.
Scott, at some point, Stas turned in, remember?
Like I did, so I probably wasn't there. Yeah, and then I woke up, and this is what happened.
Let's switch focus for a minute to Conn and ask Conn what he remembers about that night until the orcs came in.
Yeah, I can't remember what drew Conn outside, but he was followed by Filthy Jane. Yeah, and Filthy Jane was looking for some action, and Conn really wasn't interested. But it was while he was outside kind of rebuffing her advances that he observed this arrow fly into the mud, and then figured out, I think with maybe Garm, that it was an orc arrow, and brought it to Stom to let him know the situation. And obviously we had previously discussed the fact that orcs were on the move and they might be coming towards the village, and they might also be followed by Rust Brothers. So we gathered together and we went outside, and using, I guess, the telescope as best as we could, we observed them from a distance. We parlayed with them. They were in real bad shape, like their numbers had dropped. The one, though, that I believe Garm had battled still lived, as did the one that we had parlayed with previously. And basically, the orcs gave their word that they would cause no trouble in the village, and so they were allowed in. And the orc mother was about to give birth. She was in a bad way. So were, I think, some of the babies. But Askelon, I think I was there for the beginning of him starting to give birth. But there was a lot of arguing, especially from Stas, about how tired he was and how pissed off he was and how he just wanted to get the hell out of here in the morning. And Conn kind of agreed. I don't think he was of the mind that protecting this village was a priority, especially knowing that the Rust Brothers weren't too far behind, most likely. And so he thought that it was maybe prudent to also go to bed. And in his mind, he's like, yeah, the four of us are leaving, but we've just supplied supplied this village with a bunch of tough orcs to help defend it, which is a pretty good trade-off. And we don't owe these people anything. So he went to bed. And then in the morning, everyone was kind of, Askelon looked exhausted. I don't know really why he stayed up all night long, but he did. And it was like time to get the hell out of here. Well, I know I didn't see you give birth to all these babies. I mean, we heard about it afterwards. But it was like, okay, let's get the hell out of here. And so Conn and Stas, very refreshed.
Really wanted to go. Two of you really wanted to go.
Yeah, we were like, let's get the hell out of here.
So let's switch to having Askelon tell a little bit of the tale of that night as to why he was so tired. And this is so Wayne, this is after the orcs were invited in, and there was an arrangement made that they could stay, I think, in the stable, right?
Correct. And the whole point was that, we believe the Rust brothers are coming.
They're coming.
So when we talked to Stan, we were like, this way you have allies. And the part of the agreement was they would help fight. But I hadn't not knowing much about orc anatomy prior to tonight. I had intimate knowledge now of the lengthy and numerous births that took place. Although I think I actually might be the first elf godfather to eight orc babies, but again, I'm having trouble remembering everything. After
it was a blur.
After the fifth baby, and I dropped my knife, and then I just had to bite off one of the cords, in desperation.
I think there may have been some magic involved at some point. You had to a couple of the kids were. A couple of the babies were not in a good way.
We're not making it right.
Yeah,
and I cast magic and heal and brought them back. It was a remarkable night, but I am completely exhausted.
So a decision was made in the morning, right? And Garm, I'm going to get you to tell us a bit about the river journey that comes next. But a decision was made in the morning that all four of you, you're going to leave the village, right?
Right.
The village of Rivers Knit, right? Where the two rivers kind of come together, type of thing. So what else did Askelon have to decide or leave behind? Do you remember, Wayne?
Well, I hated leaving them in that position, but I also hated leaving. I'm sorry, the Raven sister, golly bum. It's just been too long.
Her name?
Yes.
Not Filthy Jane.
No.
No.
She was the one in the church that
right
was trying to befriend Askelon.
Ari, right?
That's right. Ari.
Yeah, I hated, she entrusted, the elf stone to me and wanted me to take it, although I felt bad because she also said it protected the village, and I didn't quite understand.
There were totally mixed messages around that, right? Where days prior, she had invited you into the back of the temple of the Raven and shown you that they had this elven heart there, and that she felt like it was a ward. It was protecting the village, but also like it wasn't something they should be keeping, right? Because your people tend to like to take those back, and either the elf can regrow a body, right, around the crystal, or if you do the right things to the shard, it can become a lot of new elves type of thing. But there's a lot of reverence around that kind of thing. But I think she also wasn't thinking the next day the Rust brothers were arriving, the day that she gives away the protective ward, right?
And
so she was scared, if you remember, when you were like,
and I offered to give it, and I offered to give it back, but she told me to keep it, and
so you did.
I with a very heavy heart. I mean, with some regret, I should say. And being incredibly sleep deprived, I told her that, I had previously made a bargain with these folk to journey with them, and I couldn't just change everything. So I felt I had to go with them.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Right.
So Garm, that next morning, I think you guys right at about dawn or so were out the door heading for you still had 2 boats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a bit about this next part of the journey that we went through a month ago.
So as we were getting ready to leave, Stom stopped us along with Darfa, and Stom offered to pay us to stay and defend the village, but 2 of our companions were ready to move along. Didn't want us to die for some random village when we had further things up north. And Darfa told us to find the Saurians in the marshes, and they have more of those gems that she sold to Stas. Something about a gold piece each. Something. But we headed out for the boats. The skies were clear. We got out onto the river. There's a bit of a marsh, and then we traveled. I think we covered like 4 hexes. And unfortunately, on that last hex that we were going through, and then coming into more marshy area, we found another dory, another small boat ahead of ours. But there's no one in it rowing. Looked, perhaps it was abandoned. Seemed to be hung up in the river. And there were like blankets or sails or sacks or something like that stacked up in the boat. And I think we left off with, we were all kind of like looking in it. And I don't remember if you were like, we'll pick up there or some such.
I think that's right. And to get the timing right, and this is where your notes come in so handy, Kevin. I think it's Summerwain the 8th, and it's at the end of the 3rd quarter, beginning of the 4th. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So you've just finished basically a whole day on the river, traveled, more than 20 miles downstream. And I think once you got past the particular reedy area that Kevin described, where there were lots of bulrushes and long grasses, especially at the edges of the lake, the small lake that the river went into, you then got into the river that's moving faster. So it's not rapids by any stretch, but you can tell that the river is sort of picking up speed as it heads to the east and presumably the ocean, and hopefully one of the ports where you can find a ship that will take you north, which is the overall aim of this now 10 session old as of tonight campaign.
We're going to reach before Christmas break.
As we inch closer to the bitter reach.
Just in time for winter, baby.
Yeah.
I can always see it in Phil's eyes whenever like there's a moment to like put the pedal down. Phil's like, go. Keep going. Because in fact, in this game, you can make pretty good time, right? If you don't get encounters and whatnot, you can put some hexes behind you.
Yeah, you can move.
All right. Well, before we pick up on the river with, under these partly cloudy skies, this is getting late in the day, and you have this other boat that you're approaching that you're suspicious of. Did we miss anything? Anybody have any particular scene or moment that we didn't pick up in that little recap? No, I think we're good.
Well, Conn was visited by Filthy Jane, but somebody else was visited by Filthy Jane while he was trying to take a bath.
Or a nap bath.
Bath, something. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I disposed of her. She moved along. I was polite about it even. Well, I mean,
as polite as Stas gets.
Yeah. No, I think we hit all the high notes, especially Askelon and Ori working together to bring all those orc babies to life.
Yep. I don't think there were 8. Weren't there more like 3 or 4 or something?
3.
3.
Yeah,
I think there were 3. Yeah.
One was
Askelon's story though is now like 12.
Oh.
Yeah,
15 orc babies.
Yeah, right. Every day I just multiply.
There's a future day in an inn where Askelon's telling the story and the number just keeps climbing and Garm's just in the background like, that's fine. That's fine. That's the part of the story to embellish. Don't go into any of the other details.
Guess it depends on his reputation score.
True.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, it's true. All right. So tell me again the split of the boats, because you're in two different, essentially dories or rowboats, right? And I think it's Conn and Stas. Is that right?
As always.
As
Yeah,
always?
for sure, man.
Okay.
Dynamic duo.
And Askelon and Garm, and just as a refresher for me, is everyone full up on like empathy and strength and all that sort of stuff? No, I see.
No.
Yeah, okay, two of you are not so much, because you were
We're
up all
great.
night.
We're great. Us
we're
humans are great.
sleepy.
Yeah.
We're the sleepy boat.
I'm sleepy. I have 1 wits damage, 2 empathy damage. I only have 1 willpower. After all that damage, I only have 1 freaking willpower.
That's
Maybe
right.
it's because I cast the damn spells, but so yeah.
So basically, up all night with all of the events, including the orc births, and then straight into the boats is what you really got to.
I'm assuming
All
I
right.
did sleep at some point during that quarter, but I dozed, I'm sure.
Okay. So I think you may remember as well from traveling downriver. You're on this body of pretty swift moving water at this point. There's no white water or anything like that, but you're moving along on the right hand shore, the northern shore. You can always see off in the distance the large forests that are some distance away. They're a few miles from the river. But Askelon, you know from talking with different people in the town, that's elven territory. So you're starting to get close to the, it's a place called Vivend.
Right.
And it is basically, if you keep going north, you start to get, I think Askelon would know this, you start to get to where the Still Elves are. So this is getting into pretty hardcore elven territory. There are a number of different factions that we'll maybe get into among the elves that you may encounter if you were to kind of go there. And then on the south side of the river, it's much more plains and grassland, and you're actually starting to approach some of the lands where the Askelon settled. So not the Alderlanders, who the Rust are Rust brothers and others, and not the Alanders, who the Raven sisters come from, who sort of ran from the Alderlanders hundreds of years ago and came north, but the Askelons, the horse people, who came from way in the west, right? If you were familiar with the lore. So you're basically moving into sort of some new lands as you travel mile after mile here, leaving some of the orc lands behind. And I think you may remember that everyone has expressed surprise that the Rust brothers are this far east versus where they normally are sort of, doing their thing, which is really trying to crush people beneath their heel if they won't cow to them and they won't pray to Rust and Heem and all that sort of stuff. So the presumption, even though you guys didn't lay eyes on it, is that the Rust brothers were not very far behind those orcs. So you put the boats in the water, off you went. Conn and Stas, you guys are in the lead boat. What do you do when you see this dory that's hung up in the water, caught on, like there's a big piece of driftwood sticking out of the water, and the boat is sort of tangled with it, so it's not going anywhere, and you're approaching it. What do, you two?
Conn's going to make a scouting roll if possible. He's going to try to scan the horizon as best he can to see if maybe this is like an ambush of some kind. Although I don't know maybe why there would be an ambush way out in the middle of nowhere, but just in case.
Go ahead, see if you can get me a success.
Sure.
Two successes. You don't see anything that looks like people lying in wait. You don't see the old reed sticking out of the water where people are beneath it breathing. The river moving pretty quickly. However, on both shores, something kind of catches your eye. On the north shore, you see what look like a number of like denuded trees or poles or something that's been erected some distance from the river. You can't really make out what it is from this distance. You'd have to probably make land and go up and see it. But there's definitely some either limbed trees or something that's standing on that northern shore. And on the south side of the water, and you can see right where we are on the map here, where we have dory spotted. So you're right. I'm going to mark it right there. Yep, exactly. On the south side of the water, you see those tall grasslands, and you see large trees that look like maybe willows or something like that. There's not a dense amount of them, so it's not a forest. It's more like they are kind of here and there. There's something hanging from branches on those trees. You can't quite tell what it is. It appears to be something that's hanging from by leather, by twine, by rope. There are some things dangling from the trees that you can sort of see that are moving in the wind. But you don't notice anything strange about the river, and you're still coming up on that boat.
Okay. And so relative to the boat, to the shore, would you say the boat's about far distance from both of these things, Harrigan?
It's about midway. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
You know what? It's maybe a little bit closer to the south shore.
Okay.
And the
Where the
river is
things are
not.
hanging
The
from
river is
trees.
not like a mile wide. The river's probably a couple of 100 feet wide or 100 feet wide, something like that.
Got it. All right. Stas, we've got some oddities up ahead. I mean, the boat's closer to the south shore, but I see some things kind of dangling off of a willow tree. I can't tell if they're bodies or not. And then to the north, there's a bunch of trees look like they've been, I don't know, like pruned, maybe to form some kind of structures.
You know, it's easier if you use this spyglass. It might be able to get some details.
Well, by all means then.
Coming right up on that boat.
Yeah, for sure we would. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe slow up a little bit, Harrigan. I mean, or slow up as much as I can. But yeah, we'll come up on the boat for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is that you're being carried
Sure.
by the right because it's not moving and you are.
Yep.
So if you just even if you're like just discussing and then you're not going to get the spyglass out, that boat's like now half the distance. Now
Okay.
it's a third the distance, so it's coming right
Okay.
up. So what's the plan as you go past it?
Oh, to try to grab it maybe, or to try to put an oar in it to bring it alongside us. That's what I'm going to do.
What do we need this for?
There could be stuff in it.
Here in the middle of nowhere.
Look, it's filled with stuff. There's all those blankets and looks like there's goods in there. Who knows what we could find? I thought that would be your tour.
I suppose we could check it out.
It also looks seaworthy, even though it's hung up.
What?
And you guys had some issues with one of the boats before, where you had to repair it, if you remember correctly.
Mm.
Sorry. So do you? If you just let yourselves go past it, you probably come within 20 feet of the thing. But if you steer, you can go right next to it if you want to. So is that the plan?
That is the plan, whether Stas likes it or not.
Okay. And who is going to reach out and grab the boat and just like the side of the boat?
Yeah.
What's the plan?
Yeah,
Okay.
I will reach out and grab it if Stas is reluctant to do so. You going to grab the boat or am I going to do it?
Fine, I'll grab the boat.
Perfect. I'll steer us to it.
You have to get closer.
Keep your eyes out though for that south.
Just get closer.
Just keep your eyes out though for the south shore.
I
There's
gotta
those weird things
pay
hanging off
attention
the
to the
tree.
boat. It's like
Oh,
right.
Jesus.
Get closer to the boat.
I get closer
can't-
to the boat.
I don't want to fall in.
Heaven forbid you
these two again.
multitask.
Just get this further. This way.
Conn, make a survival roll
Oh
to see if you can tell me how close you put him to the boat. This will help your roll, Stas.
Put your oar in the other side of the boat.
Okay, so not great. Do you dig deep and push?
No.
The harder
No.
you get, we're
Okay.
That's too far.
Stas, it's a reach to get to it, but you can try. You going to give it a shot?
Fall in. Oh, he's so pissed off.
It's going to be agility. It's going to be agility from Stas to
Straight agility.
actually.
Huh?
No, let me look.
Slide
Let's
of
go
hand.
with
And move.
I don't leave a lot of room in this game for.
let's go with move. Let's go with move.
Oh, okay. That's not a lot of
You're
help,
trying
but okay.
to balance yourself.
All right. Jeez.
3 dice and 1 6. All right. You grab the side, the gunwale of the boat as you go past, and your boat kind of turns around and is dragged around the front by the current.
Sure.
But the two boats are now strung together with Stas, the connector. So Stas, you're holding it.
All right.
Closer.
I'll start.
Move it. Come on,
I'll
Conn.
start to heave the oar and maybe even try to start bringing us towards the south shore then, so we can do this properly.
Are you trying to break the other boat free of it where it's hung up?
I don't know if I have much of a choice. Like,
Yeah, I guess I mean Conn.
Not if it's going to put Stas in peril. No.
my arms are killing me.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to pull our boat closer to that one so Stas doesn't get,
Okay, that's easy enough to do.
yeah, Looney Tune between them.
Along comes Garm and Askelon. The two, you can see the two of them struggling. They did manage to grab a hold of this boat, and
Yeah, we're both asleep. We just passed them by. We're both asleep.
What's going on? What?
just about ram them.
What? What are you doing?
On the boat.
Genius here wanted to check out this boat.
Yeah, who knows what's in it? Could be some good stuff.
Suppose that makes sense. Need some help?
Yeah.
Where are we heading?
Well, we'll try to see if we can pull this thing free and then take it to the south shore, although there's some weird things hanging off that tree there. I can't quite make them out. Something dangling. I don't think they're bodies.
That's
Hope they're not
future
bodies.
problem. We'll figure that out.
They don't look that big, Phil. They don't
Okay.
look big enough to be whole bodies.
Okay. Would they be more like markers that groups would kind of tie up to trees to designate territory?
Potentially, but there were a lot of them.
Gotcha.
It wasn't like a couple type of thing.
Okay.
Is it safe to say, Askelon and Garm, you're going to help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garm points to the rope in his pack for Askelon. He's like, I got rope. If we need to tie it together and I can pull us to shore.
There you go.
Something.
So maybe
I'll
toss
throw
that to...
I'll
Yeah, go
toss
ahead.
the rope to, or well, maybe I shouldn't do this, but whatever. I'll toss the rope to, I guess, to Stas, since he's got the hold of the other boat, in case he wants to tie it to the boat. To the boat
Tie it
we're
up.
trying to dislodge.
Tie it up, Stas.
Yeah, I tied to the easily reached ring on the side, or the front. Is the front stern, right? Stern, bow,
Front's the bow.
starboard. Yeah, stern.
What's in the boat? What's in the boat?
So-
you got your head in it, right?
It's the $1 million. It's the million gold question. We're gonna take it to shore. Apparently, I don't know. Do I see anything at first glance as like I'm reaching in?
It is literally. It looks like blankets and like grain sacks, like burlap, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of material that's piled in the boat. But Stas, I'm presuming now, certainly it's easy enough to tie it off. So you can, instead of doing this awkward reach out and grab the side thing, you guys can just go in a row and just tow it, right?
Yeah.
But as Conn, as you kind of put your paddle in the water, your oar in the water, and try to really kind of take off for that south shore, and the other boat, I can see Garm and Askelon just sort of being nearby, ready to hand. The blankets shift and move. Like there's something beneath them.
There's something in there. I freaking draw my. I think I have an axe. Do I have an axe? Of course, I have an axe.
I think you've had an axe this whole time. Yeah.
Hand
You
axe.
killed the dude
That's
with
the
that
only
axe.
thing. Yeah. I pull out my axe.
Doesn't
Give me
move any further.
God, give me that oar.
Hand him an oar.
Put my axe down by my feet. I put it in my belt.
Okay.
Hey, start poking it with the oar.
Conn, are you holding a holding position, or are you making for shore now?
No, I'll just hold for now.
Okay. So when Stas pokes it, you hear someone, sounds like a person, go, "Ooh, ooh."
Hey, show yourself. Show yourself, or I'll drown you.
You see a hand come at the bottom of the boat beneath the blankets and kind of turn the blankets over and shove them aside. And there is a dark-haired woman in the boat who looks like she's been like in the bottom of a rowboat for like a week. So her hair is lank. She's wet. She looks sick. And she puts her hands on the side of the boat and kind of pulls herself up and says, "Help me." help me. So she looks like she's seen better days, certainly. And if you had to guess Stas from her garb, you think that she's Askelon. So she's wearing sort of the beautifully stitched leathers and that sort of thing that those people are really known for. So long dark hair, but looks like she's been someone who's been in the elements for a long time. Pleading for your help.
We got a live one here.
Yeah. She doesn't look like she's going to be very much trouble. Just have a seat and we'll get you to shore.
I toss her a. Conn, give me your water skin.
What?
She needs water.
She can stick her head in the river then.
Mine's over there.
Yeah, no. She can stick her head in the river.
What's your
Wait till we
name?
get to shore.
What's your name, lass?
Her voice is really weak, but she says, Linnea. My name is Linnea.
What are you doing?
Where are you taking me?
We're
You're
taking
making
you
it to the
south
shore now,
shore.
right?
We're making it to the south shore. We're going to set up camp. I'm going to fire a go and warm me up.
She goes, no. And when she kind of pokes her head up further and sees where you're headed, she's like, no, don't take me back.
Is that where you came from?
On's all, yes.
No. I thought I'm going to stop for sure. We're going to go back into the middle of the river. Yeah.
What do you mean don't go forward?
Death awaits.
Oh, can you be more specific?
She slides back into the boat. You can tell from the way her hand kind of flops up that she's probably out cold.
Oh, fantastic. Maybe we stop on shore quick.
Not where she just said death was waiting. What about the other shore? Let's ask these guys. Does anyone know where the heck we are?
Death can't be on every shore.
Well, that's why we're not going to the one ahead of us where the death is waiting. Let's go to the other one.
Fine.
Are they still arguing? Why don't we go to the other side?
Hey,
Yeah.
And I nodded off.
we're going this way.
now?
All right, so we're going to start
It was
pulling
a lot
to the North
easier when I
Shore.
could just drag an oar and keep us straight. But what?
So about face and go north.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Takes you all of about 10 minutes to put in. The river's not that wide. But you do get closer and closer to those strange poles or denuded trees or the trees that have been limbed, whatever they are. There's not a great place to put. You know what? I don't know that for sure. Wayne, roll a d6. Let's see how friendly the bank is to putting a boat in here.
Oh, whoa.
Any old d6 will do.
Still not letting me do it.
I'll roll a d6. No, I won't.
Can't even drag it off. Well, let me try. Let me
Do
try.
the game pause. I don't know.
There he goes.
Yeah. We'll use Wayne's, a 4.
Okay.
I do have the game paused, and I'll stop that. There's a decent place to put the boat in, so you can. It's not exactly like a little beach or anything, but you can you'll have to get knee or thigh deep out of the boat to kind of drag it up onto the land. But you do.
Okay.
Both boats are going in, or all three. Garm's rolling just to see if you can roll.
I mean, I
So if
will.
you-
Go ahead, Wayne.
If you click on the little D6 icon and just drag it over to the towards the map, you can drop it and it'll roll.
That's what I ended up doing, was just throw the dice onto the map from there.
Oh, that's cool.
Although
Good to know.
something's bad. I have to mouse over the icons to see which one it is, but it's whatever.
All right, all three boats are drawn up and pulled onto the shore. What do the four of you do?
I'm going to run over to the new canoe and said, I saw somebody rise up.
Yeah, there's a woman in there.
Who was it?
There's a woman. She passed out. She came to
Harsh.
briefly.
I'll go over there and just uncover her and see what I can tell. Well, she's just has exposed, try to evaluate what has gone wrong with her.
She said her name's
Okay.
Lorraine.
Lanaya, Lorraine, whatever. You can tell Askelon straight away as well. Now that because each of these boats have been slightly beached, right? The boat that the woman was in is a different design entirely than the two boats that you guys are in. It's longer, it's narrower, maybe built more for speed than it is for being a fisher boat type of thing. But as you walk over to that boat, what are the other three of you? What are you doing as Askelon is pulling the blankets back to see how this woman's doing? Where are the three of you?
Garm pulls their boat up on shore and helps pull the other boat up so that they don't. Garm focuses on our boat and Conn and Stas's boat to make sure those get pulled up well before moving to the third boat. And if that all gets handled well, he actually will turn and face the north and kind of check out to make sure nobody's like sneaking towards the shore or anything like that.
Okay, there's trees that are like many miles off that you can see, but it's pretty open terrain. Other than these poles or whatever they are that are sort of probably 100 yards inland type of thing. What about Stas and Conn in terms of where you guys are while Askelon does his thing?
We need to set up camp.
It is the end of the third quarter. It is like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. type of thing.
I will get out of the boat and see that Garm and Conn are futzing with the boats and making sure they don't drift off. And then I will accompany Askelon to the new stranger.
Okay. So it's Stas and Askelon then who are near the boat when Askelon, you peel the blankets back and you can tell that this woman's been, probably using the blankets to stay out of the sun, to stay out of sight. She's been hiding here. She's unconscious as you peel those blankets back, but now that you get a much closer and better look at her, you also see that her skin is covered, her face, her shoulders, her arms, in these lesions that have a little bit of blue pus leaking from them from various places. Which is unusual. Blue pus is unusual.
Okay.
What is that, Askelon?
I'm not going to touch any of the lesions. I'm going to see if I can figure out what this is. What kind of looks like a disease of some kind.
Don't touch it.
What sounds like a good thing to roll there, Askelon?
Lore?
Probably. I think lore.
Okay.
Give me a lore roll.
What are you doing?
He's thinking. 2 1s. Will he do it?
Think harder.
He did push. So 2 damage to wits. Does that take you out?
Oh my god!
No, I got 2 points of wits, 1 point of empathy, and I'm sleepy. So I'm like,
Askelon, you look like dog shit.
I had an umbilical cord in my mouth a little while ago. Give me a break.
Oh my god!
So it takes a moment for you to recall from your various wanderings and teachings. It probably has to do with the fact that elves tend to forget as much as they remember when they're wandering. Right. But this is the blue plague, and it's pretty catching, pretty virulent.
You say that out loud? You tell us what's going on? What is going on through your head?
Don't touch her. Move away.
There's something wrong. I could tell by your face. What is it, Askelon?
It's the blue plague.
That doesn't sound very good. What's the blue plague?
It's very contagious.
You don't know
push that boat back into the river, man. Push it back into the river.
It's contagious. It is often fatal, but not always.
I start pushing the boat into the river.
Oh, yeah.
If she moves, you shoot her, Askelon. You shoot her. You understand me?
I don't have... I don't have anything to shoot with. Wait 1 moment.
Hit her with the paddle.
You're starting to shove.
That's not going to do anything.
I'm starting to shove the boat like shoving it back into the water.
So her kind of blistery, scaly hand comes up on the side, and the other one comes up, and she lifts herself out and says, "No, don't just shove me
stay
off.
Away
No,
from me.
Hold on 1 second.
Stay away from me.
Okay.
Askelon,
All right,
what the hell are you doing?
We'll give Askelon a second.
Sorry, I haven't played. Just
I get it.
Put your journal away,
It's been a
Askelon.
month.
Now is not the time.
Taking notes.
Subject.
Pustules.
That's right. He's looking it up in a big book of lore. The big book of disease.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. So I have no idea whether I can actually even try to heal this with magic.
You won't have to in
Yes,
about
you have to have
50 seconds.
just give me a second. It has to be, I'd have to invest enough power equal to or higher than the virulence of the disease, which I assume I can't look that up. Divided by 3.
We'll get to that in a minute. I have an idea. Let's do this. Wayne, you want to look at your spell for a second? I want to look up the disease rules for a second. No, it's okay. Let's take 5.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick bio, and then Wayne, you can look into the spell. I can look into the disease rules, and then we'll continue. So Askelon, you're
Nature's cure.
Thinking this while Stas in slow motion is sort of pushing, sort of getting back.
I'm like, no, we need to know what is ahead of us. And I basically throw back my robes. I'm staggering there, and I start to, hum and spin my magic. And so I start casting this.
So while you're doing that, she has risen. You were pushing the boat from the bow, trying to get it back in the water. She has risen in the middle of the boat and is climbing towards you, coming at you, no, don't do it. And I think you said you were backing off. Is that right, Stas?
Yeah, I don't want to get touched. That's for sure.
Okay, so Askelon, as you're casting the spell, Stas backs off, and she gets to the end of the boat and is in the middle of trying to climb out of the boat onto land, but she's weak and she's struggling to do that. But she clearly wants out of the boat before it gets pushed back into the river. And it's probably Stas, I'd imagine you've got it part way, so the back of the boat's probably starting to get pulled a little bit. So she's a little panicky trying to get out of the boat. But Askelon, you can now do your thing.
Okay.
What's it look like?
So I will hum and intone. You guys have seen this spell, get cast before. And you see this, green light start to emanate from his hands. And I would think that it doesn't actually say I have to touch anybody, but I'm going to basically, reach out and grab her because, and try to keep her from coming out, but I'm going to hold on to her while I cast the spell.
Got it. So sort of steady her while your healing hands do their work.
Or
Conn and Garm are well clear. Is that right?
Yeah, they're in the boat. They're already in the boat, gone down the river, right? So, yeah.
All right. So you're throwing 1 die, right? A 5. All right. So what is the result of that spell? Is it just basically wipe out the disease?
Yeah, you heal a sickness or cure the effects of a poison in yourself or somebody else. The power level of your spell must be equal to or higher than the virulence or potency rating divided by 3. So it's power level 2. So as long as
Harrigan was kind of snickering, I could tell. He's like, it's a 6 virulence.
Yeah, I got your 6. I got your 6 3. Right here, buddy. And you round down. All right.
Got it. Okay. So as you grab her, right? She struggles weakly, but then stops and sort of slumps as the elven magic surges through you into her, and you can see and you can even sort of you're just witnessing these boils, these lesions, just sort of dry up, drop off, and heal. Her skin is looking refreshed, and she basically slumps back into the boat by the time you're done with her. You believe you have cured the sickness, but she certainly has been through the ringer, so she's unconscious as you let her slump into the she's sort of tucked into the front bow, slumped down type of thing.
I'll say, help me. Is the boat still being pulled away?
Yeah, slowly. The back end's being kind of towed by the water a bit. Yeah.
I'll grab onto it and try to pull it back up.
Okay. You can.
She's cured.
Are you sure?
Come take a look. You saw the wounds? They're gone.
This isn't any magics. Maybe it's...
Yes, it is magic.
It's messing with my eyes. Maybe it's an illusion. You cured her. The blue plague?
Yes. Just
Stas,
like I would cure you if you had it.
Are you over there now, Stas? Have you come forward?
Well, I imagine I'm not that far away, considering I was pushing the boat. But yeah,
So if you take a step forward, you can kind of see into the boat type of thing. Is what I'm getting at.
Got it.
Then you do that.
Sure.
Okay. So in the boat, Askelon, you can see this as well. So she sort of has crumpled down into the front of the boat, but her skin does look much healthier than it did. You can no longer see any of the lesions or anything, but you do see in the bottom of the boat how water often gathers when you're out in a river or at sea. It's kind of this oily blue color. So whatever was seeping out of her has gathered in the bottom of the boat. There's a fair bit of it.
I think we should just burn the boat.
Yeah, I'm not going in that boat. I see that, Conn. I'm just gonna. I swear to God, that all that is holy and human rust and all these other deities of this godforsaken land. I'm telling you, he's brought us upon a plague-filled boat. It's a vessel of disease.
Are you going to help me out with her? I'm trying to get her out of that because I don't want her to touch that. Get back in that.
Her clothing is also soaked in the stuff.
I'll cut it off of her without a thought.
Okay, so Askelon's got his elven knife out.
Yeah.
Stas, are you assisting, or are you like, I want no part of this?
I don't want any part of this, man. I'm a rogue and a raider, dude. I'm not messing with no disease. Askelon, you just don't touch her. Be careful, and maybe behind the boat, I'll push from behind the boat. I'll get out in the water and push the boat onto the shore. But any sign of that stuff, like I'm like looking on the edges of the boat. Like I'll even pull up my sleeves, like touch the boat and then push it. I'm like, that's as much help as that woman gets from me for right now. And I walk off to find Conn.
Understood, Kevin. Garm backs away. All right, so the two of you, Stas gets the boat stabilized. Askelon, you make quick work of, you cut the laces and on her jerkin. She's got a fair bit of clothing to kind of get through, but you get her out of her clothes, and presumably you are just sort of throwing them into the bottom of the boat type of thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's go ahead and give me an agility roll to see if you manage to avoid getting the stuff on yourself.
Jesus.
And the three of them
is this move?
Traveled on.
Or is this just straight
I think
agility?
This is more like a save. This is agility.
Jesus. All right, well, I ain't going to do well on this.
He's probably going to pass out. He fails. Whoa!
Lands in the bottom of the boat. This face.
I got one.
All right.
Can I push? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
No, because a second success won't help you any. Yeah. All right. So you lift her free of the boat, her nude form in your elven arms, and you probably have a little bit of the stuff. I don't think there's any way to avoid touching it at all, but you don't have a lot of it on you. But definitely it's dribbling down, to your elbow type of thing as you lift her out.
All right. I'll lift her out, and I will,
So hang on.
go.
Garm and Conn, you see him lift this now naked woman free of the boat. What do the two of you do?
I don't know. I just look at Garm and be like, what are these two morons doing? She is plague touched. Are they trying to get purposely sick?
Do you know
dead?
that? Do you know that, Conn?
I think we do, because you started yelling, Stas, about her being
did.
Right.
Oh,
So I
okay.
mean, we all heard it.
Okay.
So now my whole, growing up with those Rust brothers, I'm freaked. I mean, I've seen them experiment with plague. I've seen them do things to people they captured that they wanted to toy with to just learn in their disturbed way. No, this is like,
nope.
Yeah,
Garm,
right.
stand well back. If they are touched now by plague.
Right.
Yeah. They're touched.
And the clan,
We're going to have to keep our
a
distance between you and me. Next time we have to get into a boat, it's the two of us.
Yep.
I'm not getting in with Stas again. And I recommend you don't get in with Askelon.
Yep.
We need
Garm
to set up camp, and they're on the far side, preferably downwind.
Agreed. If we stay close to the fire, I always heard keep heat. Disease doesn't like heat.
I think we keep by the fire just so that we have some light to make sure they don't sneak up on us. We got to keep away from them at all times.
Pretty sure we don't know about germ theory, but go right ahead.
Right. In the clan,
Bad vapors. Yes.
If you didn't have a shaman around, you sent diseased off. You cut off the disease. It was immediately away. Nope. Yep. In fact, while we're talking, Garm keeps backing further inland. Like, I'm
going with.
We're gonna keep a lookout over here.
With.
Hey, hey, guys, this is crazy. This guy, Askelon, wait till you hear this.
No, you stay over there with Askelon and keep watch on the river. We're keeping watch over here. We thought we saw something. You stay by the river. Keep watch by the river.
I'm fine.
We can hear you fine. Stay over there. Nobody's nearby.
Oh, you think like I've got this blue plague?
Maybe.
Askelon's out of his mind. He's like healed her, took off all her clothes, and there's plague in the ship.
Wait, healed then took off? None of this makes any sense.
He healed. I don't know what he's doing. He's lost his mind.
Once I get her laid down, I'm going to clean myself off best I can.
In the river?
Yeah. And her too, if I can.
She certainly could use a good dunking for sure to get it out of her hair and all the rest. And you could do the same. All right. So Askelon, when you move to do that, Stas, you got the boat secured. I'd like you to roll me a D6, Stas, and you probably don't want to get a 1 or a 2. So just go ahead and roll a D6.
Should have let that damn boat just go in the river and give me 2 shits. Like my original plan.
Okay. So Stas,
it's not a 1. I just want to say it's not a 1.
So the as you shove the boat up and make to walk out of the water back up onto the shore, you look down and the water's kind of drenching off of your thighs, and it's kind of bluish. It's got some gunk in it. Like there was something from the rear of the boat that was leaking into the river that you couldn't see that you were standing in.
I just absolutely lose my shit, and I just start taking off all my clothes, and I just start wandering into the river, like diving into the water, like no, just yelling and screaming.
Doesn't look good, Garm. That looks real bad.
That's the first sign of the blue plague.
That's right.
You just take off all your clothes screaming. And you go nuts, right?
That's right.
Makes sense. She's naked. He's naked now. They're infected for sure.
Right.
All right. So we have 2 of you cleaning yourselves and the woman. Garm and Conn, how close are you guys getting to these strange wooden pole features that I described as maybe 100 yards away?
You just want to go check those out. I mean, that's going to keep us busy for a while, right? Like,
sure.
Yeah. Well, let's go check that out. Yeah, you're not too close. Do you have his spyglass? Have you just stolen that from him yet?
No, unfortunately not. He's got it. It was in our boat. I didn't think to take it out yet.
That's okay. And big yawn. Okay. Well, we can go take a look.
Sure.
You could
those
probably
things-
cross half the distance and get a much better look at what they are. I'll put it that way.
Perfect.
So it'll take you a minute or two to do that. So you guys do that. You leave them on the shore. You head inland. The grass is sort of knee high here, so you're kind of tromping through this long grass.
Yeah.
And these poles look like they are sort of equidistant from one another and arranged in some sort of pattern. Maybe if you could see it from the air, you could tell what it was. But they definitely look like something that's been put here purposefully. And as you get closer, you can tell that they are covered by carven images. They are wooden, and something's been carved into them. And we're going to turn to our elf for a moment, Askelon, and I'm going to get Wayne to tell me what are some of the images you could expect to see on wards that were raised by elves. I'm going to embellish and add my own ideas, but what do you think the elves would put up when they do not want someone to trespass? What does that look like?
I think it would be, like a simple one would be like a like two tree limbs that are kind of bent together and like a cross, and then a twine that entwined around. And I think you might see like the symbol of maybe I'm trying to think of the gods. I can't. I actually can't think of one that would be appropriate.
Flow,
Possibly.
Flow is the water goddess, often worshipped by certain types of elves, at least.
Maybe the Night Walker, if it's something that has to do with the dead, or a mystery or something like that. I think it's the god of mysteries and the dead.
Yep. Okay, so let's say this on the outside of this group of trees that are standing, and they're clearly, it looks like they're still living. They still have root systems, and they're still growing, or they're still alive, but they have no branches, they have no leaves, and they're carved in these. There's a lot of plant motifs. There are a lot of thorns that wrap. So it's not real thorns that wrap them. It's carven into the wood, right? Carved into the wood thorns. Maybe at the center is the was it the Night Stalker, Wayne, that you mentioned?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like an eye. It's like
the Night Walker, excuse me.
Night Walker. Sorry.
An unnameable force of nature that shatters harmony and the ordinary. So I would imagine those motifs are a little disturbing. You're not even quite sure what you're looking at, where you're like, what is that? So you guys get a few steps closer, and you also see some poles that clearly mark a lot of woodland animals. There's deer, there are rabbits, there are birds, but then you find some that have humans, that have people. And every one of those people you see has an arrow through their neck, through their eye, through their back. And then you see a few people who are strung up and hanging on the sides of these poles by thorns, like they've been hung like a piece of meat. It's clearly a warning to not come farther. The two of you can tell that.
Yeah. I mean, pointing at those images to Garm, that looks bad.
Yeah.
Are these orc? These orc carvings?
No.
I ain't never seen
not in
nothing like
anything that would be still living.
Would Conn maybe, I don't know, would the Rust brothers have ever talked about raiding elven lands and mentioning pole carvings like this, Harrigan? Would he know this?
Roll lore.
Okay.
Take an extra die because you were raised with the bros. The Rust bros.
That makes sense.
So yes, in fact, you remember they used to cut that shit down when they ran into it or burn it. So one of the things they
did.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I think this is elven work, and this is elven work. These are warnings that beyond are their lands, and this is what they will do to us if we travel to set up foot upon them.
And indeed beyond, you can't really see it because it's up here where I'm going to mark on the map. There's a thick, big wood, probably 10 miles, right at the edge of the horizon, right at the edge of your vision. As the shadows are getting longer, there's dense trees up north from here.
I think if we stay on this side, though, we'll be safe.
That's what I wonder too.
We stay close to the river, away from those two.
Orc clans, we mark the edgings of our lands, go beyond this point here in our area, so to speak. I would assume it's the same, but I don't have any experience.
Yeah, those woods.
Yeah. Maybe if we stay by the shore, once they get all that crap figured out, and then we camp, half a mile that way. He points further up shore.
Agreed.
Do you guys investigate further, or you turn back?
Turn back. Yeah, not going further than this point.
Okay.
Don't want to go too far back.
Understood.
Between there and them. Yeah, the middle.
All right. So if we cut to half an hour later, I think Stas, you've probably cleaned yourself up, wrung out your clothes, unless you're going to abandon your clothes. Going to abandon your clothes?
All right. It's the only ones I have.
Right. So you wring them out. Askelon, same thing, where you've cleaned yourself and the woman up. And the four of you come back together. I understand that two of you are staying clear, probably at least 20, 30 feet away kind of thing. What is the plan for the evening now that we're now starting Q4 and the shadows are lengthening? I think you have another hour or three of sunlight, but it's basically the end of the day. What do you do? What's your plan for the night?
We need to make camp, but we need to make 2 camps.
God damn it!
I will make you roll twice.
I am going to. Askelon is going to okay. I just looked at him. He has like 1 empathy left, so I think he's kind of had it too. So he's going to launch into this long stream of elven invectives, and he's like, I'm just, I'm a healer. I'm just trying to heal. I'm just trying to make things better. And I'm going to the canoe. I'm going to pull out my sleeping, for
your bag. Yep.
March back down to the river. Since nobody else is helping me, I'm going to go grab the naked woman and put her in my the sleeping fur, so she's not going to die of exposure.
In orc culture, that's claiming territory. Garm says to Conn.
He's claiming more plague than the two of them. They're going to be
it's
sleeping in it together.
Weird call. Not what I would do.
No.
So I'm going to, if they're going to make me make camp, I guess I'm just going to make camp down here by the river, since I don't have to drag her across the rocks by myself.
Okay. So let's talk seriously about this. Are you guys making one camp where people are on sort of different sides of it, or literally 2 different locations where you would stay tonight? A plague-ridden camp and a non-plague-ridden camp.
Nobody is coming into my camp that's been near her.
Okay.
Wow.
So Askelon and Stas.
I will go sleep. Even if I don't make a camp, I'll just go sleep in the middle of the field by myself if need be.
Jesus. Okay.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen things. It's horrible.
Somebody remind me what happens if you don't make camp? I think maybe you can't rest. Is that right?
I can't sleep, so I'm going to be a complete basket case.
We could make, in theory, 2 camps, couldn't we?
You could. That's kind of what I'm getting at. We're totally, you could have Askelon and Stas.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I could make the camp for them.
Ridiculous.
Just stay away.
I'm fine.
No. We saw what you did in the river. You stripped down to your skivvies and took a dip, but it wasn't like a pleasant kind.
That's right.
We were splashing about.
That's right.
Freaking out and cursing and swearing.
To minimize the risk of touching any of the things. Of course I did that. Yes. So I'm still standing here. Look I roll up my sleeve. Look, bare my chest. Look, nothing's going on.
It's because it takes some time.
Quit being so damn paranoid.
Wait and see in the morning. Yeah, Garm sets up camp.
Kevin, I think Phil may have given us the episode name, which is like, we saw what you did in the river.
I love it.
We
I'm
saw
adding
what
that
you
in
did in the river. It's good. All right. So while the argument is going on, Garm is actually making a camp, right? So you're going to roll to
Yep.
make camp. And then presumably, Conn, you could try to make camp for the other two and then leave it.
I
Is that
will
what
do
we're
that
getting
for
at?
them. Yeah, I will do that for them.
So what are the other two of you doing quarter-wise? Like in this quarter, are you sleeping? Are you keeping watch? What are you doing?
I'm going to sleep
Okay.
as long as she's stable.
She seems out cold and like she's on the mend, but not about to wake up.
Do I need to make just a regular healing check to see if I can bring her? Like, if she's got,
I think if
if
you let
she's
her rest,
broken.
it looks like she'll be all right.
Okay. All right.
Stas, though, mechanics-wise, what is your plan for the quarter? Also sleep, or are you going to keep watch?
I can keep watch.
Okay, so you hold a fire on your keep watch roll. The other two of you need to make camp, right? So go ahead and roll your dice. Garm and Conn.
Yeah, I got a small.
Do you
10
want us to use the
quartermaster
chart, the party thing?
Can you? Oh yeah, you could do that. I always forget about that thing.
I was
party.
in the right spot.
Okay, that was Garm.
Yep.
So Garm was successful. Conn, you're muted, Phil, just in case you didn't know.
Sorry, we're all good. I just wanted to look something up real quick, but I don't get any bonus for it.
He's really into the role playing this right now. We couldn't have heard him in camp, so.
Okay, so you're going to push that roll?
Yeah, I probably need to. It's the least I could do for these guys.
It would be kind of good if they didn't,
Oh.
and they didn't.
They don't.
Okay.
Oh, no.
No,
All
that's
so
all good.
I got to figure out what 2 days of what not having sleep is.
Well, do we want to give them if you set up a good camp, we could always give them the good camp.
Good.
I'm
I
going to
got
say
a roaring fire.
you don't know which camp is good or not.
Yeah,
Right.
fair,
'Cause
Harrigan.
you got to roll. You got to roll for
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
the
bugs.
whether we're bugs,
Correct.
blue plague.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So you both find campsites within, reasonable. It's not like you're a mile apart, right? You're within reasonable distance. You can see each other from one to the other, but the Garm's camp is upwind, I should say, of the other camp. It's that kind of thing that you do. Conn, you quickly, what it amounts to is you quickly find a place. You're like, I think this will work as long, you're inside of us. You'll be fine. Just, bed down here. You'll be all right, type of thing, right? Now, if you give me one moment, Sean, I'll let you know if you need to make a roll for your keep watch as well. So stand by.
This is a great campsite, Stas. You'll be fine here. Trust me.
Oh, sure.
So did we talk about like shoring up together, and then we totally just went yoink? Like we'll go the other directions.
All right. So as the sun starts to go below the horizon, the shadows get really long, starts to cool off. Why don't you guys all roll your food and water as well? Unless you want to dip your skins in the water near the boat, you probably do need to roll water this time. Yeah. Stas, you do not need to roll for keep watch. It's quiet. That's a whole lot of dice. You're all looking good on food and water?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So Askelon, you bed down. Stas, you stay up. The other two of you kind of get things all prepared and ready, and I would imagine get a little bit of rest yourselves. But as midnight approaches, and we're at the end of the quarter here, let me move the clock, which is that. So midnight on the 9th, right? 1 second. Still scattered clouds. So night falls. It's a starry night overhead, except for the clouds, which sort of break it up a little bit. Askelon, it's not very comfortable where you are. It's a little bit wet, and maybe there's some insects that are bugging you a little bit. But the bottom line is you do not benefit from your rest.
Okay, so I take another
in this camp.
So
I don't think you take any damage.
I do because I'm already sleepy. So I take another point of wits damage.
What does Sleepy say? Every day?
You suffer 1 point of damage to your wits each day. And this would be a full 24 hours without.
Take a point of wits damage. So by midnight, you finally give up and are like, oh, I can't. You just have not drifted off for whatever reason.
Okay.
Maybe you're a little worried.
One wits.
Yeah. So Askelon's a mess. Stas, it's been quiet. So as midnight arrives, what are a lot of you doing as we move into the early morning on the next day, the next quarter? Midnight
when Garm finishes making camp, he just takes his sleeping fur out, and just lays down and goes to sleep because he's double sleeping now.
He's gonna rest.
So he rests.
He took witch damage too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you guys have been up for
I'm down to
30
wits.
some hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 1 wits and 1 empathy.
He's probably pretty testy by the end. He's like, well, fuck this. And he just kind of throws 4 extra logs on the fire and just lays down. Like, nope. Making it nice and hot and warm. He's right up against it.
It's not what I meant to do. Okay. And so you're going to sleep. Conn, what about you?
I guess I have to keep watch then, maybe over the course of this quarter.
You don't have to. You haven't had sleep yet. You're going to be sleepy if you don't, right?
Yeah. That's fine. I'm going to keep watch.
Okay.
Somebody has to.
Stas will keep watch. Or excuse me, Conn will keep watch. Yeah. Stas, you going to get some rest?
Yeah. I will sleep.
Yep. And Askelon?
I can't sleep, right? And
you're not so sure you're going to be able to get sleep if you stay here. Conn puts you kind of like right on the riverbank, right by all the sand fleas.
Well, see, having my wits down to 1, I think he is going to. So, do we have a fire here too, or does they're the one who wants to have the fire?
I would imagine you have a fire if you wanted to.
Okay. I'm just going to build up the fire to try to make sure that she is as warm as I can, make her.
Yep.
I might even take, some of the warm stones and put them, near under the sleeping furs to help, keep her warm. And I'm going to, I'm not going to be super loud, but again, my wits are down to 1. I am going to sing, sing some elvish, the equivalent of a lullaby to see if I can try to get myself in a place. I know I can't, but I think that's what, he would try to do.
Yep.
Okay.
Got it. So look after her and get yourself in as good a mental state as you can with the benefit of your lore and your songs. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Garm sleeps. The rest of you all sleep except for Conn, right? Okay. So Conn, stand by on needing a roll for keep watch. Okay. And Stas, you encounter the same thing that Askelon did, which is this campsite's no good. Like you wake up at one point, your ass is wet. There's some little rivulet of water that's run down the bankside towards the river, and you're kind of in its path. So you're kind of soaking wet when you wake. So your sleep is ruined, basically. So this is by the time dawn is starting to roll around. Conn, it's been quiet. Garm, you start to rouse as well. And you can hear some bird song, and as the sun's starting to come up, I would like Askelon and I would like Stas to make me some checks. So I think we need probably endurance.
Oh, here we go.
And I'm going to roll some dice too.
We just need that good old Helm's Deep. And so it begins.
Who's going to go first?
I will.
Okay. Askelon. So Askelon got no successes. Is that right?
Correct.
And let me look at the rules one last time again. This is virulence 5. But I think there's a tie. I think a tie goes to you, does it not?
I think so. I think ties go to the players.
Yeah, or go to whoever's like defending, I think.
Oh.
Just looking this up briefly here.
It reminds me, man, at Game Hole Con, I'm going to have my books.
Yes.
Are you running Forbidden Lands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the adventure. It's the one from the Free Agents program.
Oh, you're not running the Tower of Kill Your Party?
Well, I guess it could be considered that. I don't know. It depends on how it goes.
True.
There's not a lot of overland travel in that adventure.
Yeah.
So
You can
All right.
add some in then? Sorry. Go ahead, Harrigan.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Phil.
No, that's fine.
So I'm going to say,
I assume we can't push the roll.
if it's a skill roll, you can push it. You can,
I'll push it.
but whole fire. I think you need to, because it says sometimes rolling this is opposed rolls. You have to beat your foe in an opposed roll. So I think you're trying to beat the disease. So in other words, a tie means you're infected. Is what it means.
Oh, I'm glad I cast the spell successfully. All right.
So as Askelon, as you wake, you're not feeling well at all.
Okay. So
And as you look down at your hands, you see the beginnings of a couple of blisters that are starting to swell and grow. Let's have Stas make the same roll.
I'm going to be so livid if I fail this.
I'm sorry, I meant to share this so you can see. Yeah, there was no successes, but I didn't need any successes in the end. Stas, make your roll. I'll make mine.
Endurance, huh?
Yep.
Unless you use a human talent.
Unless you use your talent.
That'll allow me to change.
He talks it right out of him. Get out of there, you disease.
That'll allow me to.
It's all self-talk.
Hold on a second. That'll allow me to change.
I don't have to be sick.
That's right.
Sick's not any gold. I can't make any money from being sick.
Mind over matter.
Adaptive. Well, I have one willpower point. That's like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Manipulation.
I don't know if I can I don't know if changing a skill is gonna. Oh, well, that doesn't make any sense.
You'd have to be able to justify it, right?
Yeah, and what's
Mind
their
over matter. Talk yourself out of it.
Scouting.
Totally.
I'm gonna look.
I saw it.
Watch it out of me. Dude, I don't even know what it would it be.
Well,
Sleight
I guess if it's scouting, what is it like it's actually a check from before. Like you did a really good job taking all the soiled clothing off, cleaning yourself, making sure
No,
that
see,
nothing.
here's my idea was that we go back to where you're jumping around like a crazy person, and there was this little droplet of the poison water which you splashed up into your
Into your eye.
into your eye, but you maybe saw it coming. Yeah, right.
It
A little
could
bullet
be-
time.
It could be insight.
Yep.
Like I had the insight to.
Yeah. As soon as you recognized
Right.
she was sick, you were like, no way.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yep.
tried to. Okay.
I'd buy that. I'd totally
All
buy
right.
that.
It only gives me an extra die, but hey,
Take it.
it might be
5
like-
ones. Here we go.
Shut up, Kevin.
So I will reveal this, and you can tell me if you want to try to beat 3 6s.
Jesus
So-
Christ. Well, yeah.
so
So,
apparently-
All 6s
Apparently,
in
we'll
one.
try.
I can
apparently
push.
that-
Yeah,
You can
of
push.
course. Yeah. Wow. Here we go.
Wow.
No. 1. But no
And so
fails.
Stas, not only do you have a very poor sleep and don't recover anything you normally would from sleeping, but you have a cough and your hands are a little swollen, and you look at your fingertips and you feel on your cheek there's a little bit of a boil forming. You're like, what? No.
I'm so pissed off. I get so mad. I just start running around. Just son of a bitch. God. I just going totally off. I grab my bear trap, head out into the woods. Like, God damn. I'm
Dude.
just yelling.
Don't go out to those woods.
Wait, wait.
There's those poles. Suggest anyone who goes in there will get killed by the elves, by arrows.
Stas is beyond himself. He's like so pissed off. Fuck that.
Cool. So Askelon, while Stas is doing this, it wakes up the woman next to you. And she's like, you can tell that her eyes are like wide and bright, and she's got the fur kind of up to her neck, and she looks at her arm and she's like, what
That's
happened?
I'll say I
I should
cured
probably
you,
go
but
over and choke her. That's probably what I would do. Stas, he'd probably just lose his, like, you made me this, man. Just
So
like,
you're in this is your
Is
camp.
he-
the 3 of you are together.
I
is he-
can't
is he
believe
running
you
over
brought
towards
this
her?
upon us.
Let's ask Stas.
all right, I'm going to run over towards Stas to intercept him.
I have my bear trap in my hand.
That's okay. And
Ching,
I am
ching,
going.
ching. Like,
I am
"Ah!"
going to grab him, and I'm going to cast Nature's Cure on him.
Okay. So Stas, are you like threatening the woman? Like when you're coming over with the bear trap, she can.
I'm super
Sh-
livid.
would-
Yeah, I'm marching up to her like I'm just gonna lay into her.
All right. So Askelon, by the time you rise and rush to meet him, she's out of that fur and she's like bolting down the river. Like, no way! Here comes the guy with a great big iron bear trap.
All right.
So Stas, are you willing to hold still while the woman takes off? While
If
Askelon grapples with him?
Askelon intercepts me and grabs me, I will probably like let me at her. I'm gonna kill her. And then if he calms, he'll probably
It's
calm me
not
down.
like it's not you that's the problem. It's the disease, and I
We
can
wouldn't
fix
have had
you.
this on us if and I'm like, don't touch me. Fair warning, Askelon.
I was Ted. I was going to grab him. So before he
Yep.
said that, so
So you grab him, you do, and then he says that.
Fool,
I'll
you're a
cast the
fool.
spell.
You're gonna be
If you let
infected.
me. I am, but I could save you, and I will.
What?
So
then I
Stas,
probably
as,
stop.
And you see little blue dots all over Askelon's face, on his forehead, his nose. They're small, but they're there.
Save yourself, man!
Can I roll?
Yep. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing, though. Is it like the same thing as before?
Yep.
All right. So that same scene, describe it with the healing magic.
I start to intone this prayer, and this green light, it exudes from my skin, and I will, God, hopefully I don't reinfect him, but I will touch him with the magic and see if that, and your lesions disappear.
Yep. Stas, the effect is like instantaneous. You can feel, and you can see it on your hands. It goes away, and you can just feel the sickness that was coming on is gone.
And I'll say, now I'll go away. You go grab her and tell her that she's no longer sick. And I'll walk. I'm just going to walk out away from everybody else.
Conn and Garm, the two of you have seen this commotion in the distance and heard the shouting and bear trap being raised. And it looks like Askelon and Stas are waltzing together for a moment. And then Stas calms down. The woman bare-assed takes off down the river and is still running. You're just like, what the hell's going on?
This is way worse. Way worse.
It's falling apart. It's falling
way
apart.
worse than I could have imagined.
Askelon, where are you heading?
I'm just going to put a good 20 yards between me and the rest of them. I guess I don't want to get near the canoes. So I actually never heard about the poles. So I guess I will just walk away from the river and away from their camp. I don't want to get near anybody or near anything. Okay.
Conn did say something about the poles when I was wandering.
He did, but I think Askelon was pretty busy with his healing and the woman in the fur and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll come back to you in a second, Askelon. Stas, you're going after the woman, is that right?
I probably am beside myself. I'm just 1 minute raging mad and wanting to just choke this woman. And then Askelon grabbing me, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And then he has it. Now I'm like, I don't know what to do. Askelon, save my life.
All right, so you're a mess.
I am a mess.
What are the other two of you doing, Conn and Garm, in this, or sort of in this instant when they're all breaking apart now? Askelon's wandering up towards the poles, actually. Two of you do anything?
What the hell?
Breaking camp? Eating?
I mean, Stas looks touched by madness now. Look at him.
Right?
Askelon's marching off. He's not well.
I think Askelon cast some kind of spell on him. Now he's stunned, standing in place.
Yeah, which is a bad sign because Stas stunned. When have you ever seen that? Never.
Right? Yeah.
No.
I mean, it might be quiet over there.
Maybe the two of us should just get in one of the boats and say we're going to scout ahead and we'll see in a day or two.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. We'll come back. You guys hang out here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe this is a time when we practice some skills and
you might be right.
Let's imagine they're a hostile enemy. We're going to sneak up, take a closer look, try to figure out the situation, but not assume we're friend or foe. Or do we just hop in a boat? That Askelon guy's kind of nice to have in a pickle, though. We'll say.
He is. They both are.
That's true.
All right. I think, you know what? They clearly need some time to rest and recover. I think what you suggested was a wise move. We'll go better ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay,
right,
so you two are thinking about some sort of skill improvement.
I already know. I'm gonna go.
I know your angle, Phil.
Sharpshooter 2.
Okay, so you guys plan that for a minute. I'll come back to you.
Sure.
Askelon, I think you are practically delirious because you've got a fever burning through your veins, right? You have the first of your sores has sort of ruptured and is now weeping this blue liquid that's coming down your hand as you're walking.
Oh, my first bubo.
But as you are walking, you also hear something, and it's the lullaby you were singing last night. You're hearing, it's almost like it's on the wind. It's almost like it's a memory. And then suddenly you look up, and without even seeing them, you are now confronted with and surrounded by all of these elven totems, all of these wards that are telling people who are not elven, you are not welcome here. And as you see them, all of the singing stops. And you're standing.
Okay, so I know there's a couple of different militant elven factions.
Yep.
Can I tell which one this is?
Red Runners. You can.
No. So they're the racist elves, right?
They're the ones who decided to stay behind and be like, fuck this, we're going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're also the ones that weren't they originally, I'm sorry, Harrigan, it's been, weren't they originally the ones that
too.
were tasked with gathering they're rather obsessive about gathering all the gems. Is that correct?
Yep. I think so. And if not, it is now in our game.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll be just like,
they're pretty militant. Yes.
Yeah. Great.
Other elves would not be so with the wards they would put up and the warnings they would erect. It would not be so grotesque in some ways and so sort of dark and aimed at specific people, humans.
Okay.
Sean's going to take the dog. I think we can carry on.
Askelon's thinking, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait here for my freaking body to rot, and I'm gonna do this another time. This was the end for me. I get to experience death.
Can he heal himself with that spell?
I could if I had any willpower.
There's no willpower. I love it.
I had enough to cast the spell one time, and I was going to cast it on myself until Sean failed.
And Sean is not even here to appreciate hearing you say that.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you're amidst this field of these living totems.
Okay. I'm really pissed now. I'm delirious and pissed. I'm going to stomp back within like shouting distance, and I don't know who's around, who's closest that I can get close to.
The other camp was further inland, so I think Conn and Garm are closer to you than Stas would be.
I will say, Conn, Garm, come closer. I need to speak to you. Do they stop playing with their bows and arrows or whatever?
Gentlemen?
Maybe get within short range.
Yeah. Garm moves closer.
I will say, the fates have spoken, and I am not going to leave here. I ask you to grab the woman that I killed and Stas and get in the boats and leave. Because
you're not going to leave here?
I can't cure myself. I can't sleep. I have no way of fixing this.
Yeah,
I won't last another day.
Well,
I don't think.
We're near an elven wood. These are your people. You're a magic user. There must be other magic users.
And these elves will kill you if they see you.
Yeah, but what if we call them to aid you?
They will kill you if they see you. What?
But what if we call them to aid you?
They
we
will
are elf-
kill
that we
you
are elf
if they
friends.
see you.
Okay.
And I don't know what they will do to me. But they, but
so these are not your people.
No, I mean, they're elves, but they despise all others, and they will kill you if they see you.
So Stas, this is a conference happening between Garm, Conn, and Askelon. They're both giving him like a 30-foot wide berth.
Yeah.
He's wandered back from the
At a
elven.
distance.
Yep. Warnings.
And you see, I mean, Askelon's like, he's covered in these sores. He's pale. He's like haggard, and he's shaking.
And Wayne, he's actually down 1 point of strength and 1 point of agility as well.
Okay. And I'm like, I will not last another day, and I'm the only one who can heal myself. So you should just leave. It'll be okay. I will rest here until I walk again.
So you walk again. What, are you going to self-heal? What do you mean? You're dying? Or you're not dying?
Yeah, I am dying. This disease will kill me.
You can see, even at 30 feet, a few blue blotches, by the way, now.
Can't heal yourself.
No, I had one last spell, and I used it to cure you.
What?
Now, would you please do what I asked, you son of a bitch, and go get the naked woman that I cured, just like your ass?
Askelon, can you pull? Could you pull magic from someone else? If I gave you, can you pull? You've done some strange things. Can you pull magic from, say, me, to heal yourself from my vitality, my abilities myself, if I were to give it to you?
Unless you're telling me about some rule I don't know of. No, I don't. I can't.
The Askelon's like,
Kevin?
what page is that spell on?
Yeah, right.
You can, because you can cast a level 3 spell, because level 2s. It's just an automatic crit fail, or an automatic.
That'll make things interesting.
And there happens to be one that lets you trade willpower points.
Oh, I thought that was blood magic.
But I think you have to have willpower points to start it.
Yeah, that's right. I don't have any.
We need to get you some, so you should scout, and then you should make camp, and then you should lead the way, and then you should.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
He'll be so good at all that with his stats right now.
Right.
He'll succeed in all of them.
Right.
Anybody else? Can anybody else heal?
No.
Natural. Find some.
Well, healing, the skill healing is of no use until I'm broken.
Right. I remember reading that.
Yes, a great irony.
Hmm.
All right. What are the four of you planning on doing for this early morning on the next day? I have moved the clock here.
Well, Askelon, are you just going to sit here for the day, or do you want a quick death?
What?
No,
What are you inferring, Conn?
He is. Have you ever seen the end of this?
No, it should be quite interesting.
There's hope. You got to heal yourself.
Let me go look at the. Yeah, I can't.
You must. How about those stupid elves? Beyond, they're brothers of you. They'd be able to help. cousins?
They might, but I don't know for sure.
I'd march off into the frickin' woods.
No. I'll step in. No, they
Get away from me!
Oh,
Look, I don't think Sean was here when I was
part of
telling.
it. Well,
Okay,
I heard. Well, I know
He
you
wasn't.
went there.
But if you put it together, Wayne, Sean came back from walking his dog, and he injected Stas into this conversation.
Yes.
So I think it's fair to presume he didn't hear you telling them about the elves.
I will say these elves will kill you. They hate all non-elves. That's what these symbols mean.
That's
I did
fine.
not know.
I'll sacrifice myself. I wasn't meant to live anyway. You're supposed to heal yourself.
That
I must
makes
heal
no
you.
sense.
I will take you into the woods.
No, I'll walk into the woods and maybe, and if they, but I don't want them to be, to be infected either. Just
That is your only hope, isn't it?
yeah, but you can't be here.
what if one of us can give you medical aid?
The smart orc.
From say
Medical
page 115.
That orc at least read the damn rule book.
That's true.
Well, I played 2 healers. And I caused a big giant disease one time.
So
Yeah, but this you'll be exposed. I mean, we were exposed just by getting near it. So
meta speak for a minute. Basically, the way diseases work in this game is every day you may get sicker and eventually die, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're in someone's care, they make the healing roll for you. So instead of you getting sicker and sicker and going through the death spiral of there's no way you can get out of it, they can care for you. It's unquestionable that if someone is caring for you, they are exposed to this disease because of how contagious you've already seen that it is. So someone could care for you and do what Kevin is suggesting. They will put themselves at risk if they do that. Which is
we should have
all
the
good
whole
to me.
party. We should have the whole party do it.
it's just going to be a round robin, y'all.
Eventually, we're going to succeed. Somebody's going to succeed. Some might not.
I have an idea. There's
all sorts of things you guys haven't thought of yet, but go on, Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
I will. You help me build a very smoky fire to attract my brothers. But you leave, and if they are willing to heal me, which they may not, because if they figure I was with non-elves, then. But I think that's my best hope. But I can also warn them of what I have. So, but there may be a druid among them that could heal me.
Could be.
Where's that woman? Where is
right.
she? Where is she?
I'll point. She ran that way.
No sign of her now. You'd have to do a little scouting roll if you wanted to pick up her trail because she's out of sight by now.
I'm just wondering how long she was exposed to this and she happened to live as long as she did. Did she just happen to be contaminated by being in her little rowboat out into the river?
Those would be great questions to ask if she was here.
I'm going to go find her. She's
right.
She has got some questions to answer. I go look for the woman.
Okay. Stas heads off to the west, which is the direction that she went. Upriver. What about the other 3 of you who are still standing some distance apart, I presume?
Garm will start preparing a bonfire. He'll take his campfire that he had before and maybe he goes and collects some more firewood or something. maybe some pellets or gather some grass, thick grass.
Big old grass fire.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna light that grass on fire and bring the grass over to my fire
Yeah, right.
so that it's nice and smoky and everything as he puts it on. Though he will wait to start that part because he wants everybody together so we can get in the boat and get across the river. Probably all this happens.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're going to
maybe you
gather fuel.
Maybe
Hurry,
you
Wayne,
can
go
find
ahead.
out what her deal was. But
And Conn, while Stas makes his way off and Garm gathers fuel, what are you doing?
Maybe I'll go with Stas to help.
Okay. Cool. All right. Which one of you has the better scouting role?
I've got 5.
We have 5.
Stas.
I have spyglass. Is it daylight?
It is. It's early morning.
So
Yep.
that'll give me a 7, I think, right?
It is Q2 now. 7, take 1 extra for Stas or for Conn's help.
8.
See if you can get a success.
All right.
This will take some time.
And I'm modifier 1, I think. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh dear.
7.
No sign of her initially. You keep going further from camp?
Yeah.
Do you push?
Yes.
That's gonna wreck your glass, dude. One of the ones was on the glass.
Do you know what we're facing? We're gonna find her. She's got answers.
Oh.
So, in my little outbursts to Conn, I'm so mad. I'm like, she's gonna pay. And as I do that, I have the spyglass in my hand, and I'm like, she's gonna pay, and it slips. It falls onto a rock, cracks
Yeah.
the glass. Like, son of a bitch. Oh, she's really making me mad.
Look, Stas, you gotta calm down, man. By Huge's hairy ass, it was not her fault. Look, we came
find her.
We came upon her, and I'm yelling at Stas as he's barging off. We came upon her. She was in the boat. It's not her fault.
It is.
It isn't. She didn't do anything. You know what we did? We broke the cardinal rule that every rogue should know. Leave the boat behind.
You're right.
This is on us.
We got to do something, though.
Well, I don't know. I think Askelon is I think he's dead man walking.
Hey,
dead elf walking.
He saved my life. I got to do something.
No, I can appreciate that, but I think he's still going to die, and I think you're going to have to accept that.
I'm not ready to accept that.
Okay. Let's go get this woman. And here, you know what? Maybe let me do the talking. I don't think you scare her, probably.
Yeah, I'm going to scare her, all right.
My gosh, man, calm it down.
This man's life may depend upon her. Onward ho. Where do we find her?
Sean, is the spyglass like smashed and no good, or can it be repaired?
That is a good question. There was 1 damage applied, which means I think it can be repaired as long as it's not completely.
Yeah. You've got probably 1 dice left on it.
I do have 1 die.
There you go. Okay. But few and far between will be this craftsman who can repair a spyglass. But yeah, it has that crunching glass kind of sound now when you turn it.
It's like a little, like, what is it? Like a maraca or whatever. Like,
shakes.
Yeah, you can hear
it's a kaleidoscope now.
All right, so the two of you keep going upriver to the west, and as the camera pans back, we see that the two of you are following matted grass, clearly her footprints, the way that she went. And sure enough, far away, probably a couple 100 feet, you see a shock of black hair kind of duck behind some rocks. You've made sight of her. Askelon, while they're doing that, before we cut back to them, Garm is building a fire, is getting all the fuel ready. What's Askelon doing? Or are you just like kind of chilling? Like, oh, what's he doing?
I'm going to try to carve, go find one of those branches, whatever, and effectively, carve what is essentially like a plague warning, like a sickness, a warning of sickness, onto one of those. And my thought is to, if this goes the way the way Askelon's thinking right now, is he would stick that out, like 20 yards away from him, and then he could stand back there, so there's like the warning, me, and the bonfire. Does that make sense? So if they actually come to investigate, they'll see that before they approach me.
It does, except that these are living trees. So I would imagine that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can find a slender young one that is still green, still has its bark on it, and you can there are actually sort of little fern-like fronds all over it before it's been stripped of the bark and carved. But it's not like you're going to cut it down and move it, I presume, right?
No, I forgot that part, honestly. That all there had to be
they're living
trees. Yeah. Okay. So
but
if I can find a living tree, I'll do
carving.
That.
Yep. Okay,
yes.
So you get carving. And Conn, the two of you make good time and catch up to her, basically. She's hiding behind this outcrop and is just basically, leave me be, because she's caught sight of you as well, coming towards her. Stas, you're some distance back, but I would imagine you've got the red face and the going on, right?
Yeah.
I
mean no trouble.
We mean no trouble for you either. My friend will stay back.
I start pacing back and forth.
He's calmed. I won't let him harm you. Who are you? What are you doing out in that boat? Were you placed there because you were sick?
I was running from the Raven sisters. She's crouched behind some rocks, and you still see her bare shoulder. Yeah, that seems an unusual thing for her to say.
Yeah. Now we know the Raven sister. We've heard of the Raven sisters, right? That was one of the Ravens. Was that one of the Raven sisters in the village we left?
Yes, the Raven sisters are traditionally sort of a bunch
types.
Of druidesses, healers. Yep. Rush Brothers hate them.
If you ran in, if you were being chased by the Raven sisters, well, is that because they were trying to heal you? Why would you run from them?
They were no healers. My entire camp, the whole tribe, slaughtered by them.
What? I've never heard Raven sisters doing that before.
Poisoned us. She holds her arm up. It's better now, but I was dying. I was dying with something. I only pushed off that boat, got into the river to get away from them. They killed everyone.
So, and you were the only one to survive?
She nods.
And so you hid on the boat in the river while your village. I don't understand though these.
How does she know they were the Raven sisters?
What he said.
They came. We welcomed them. We have never had trouble with them before, but these sisters were different. So as we let them around our campfire and supped with us, everyone fell ill. They poisoned us, and then their knives came out, and throats were cut. It was terrible. The food made us so sick. She looks at her other arm. I don't know how did that other man, your friend, did he heal me?
Yeah, he's got strange powers, that one.
And now he's infected because of you.
She flinches back. I meant no harm.
It's not her fault. These Raven sisters did this. But I don't understand. That doesn't make any. Did we not hear about Raven sisters that were a little bit crazed to the west of us?
To the east of you. But you did at River's Knit, yes.
Yeah, so they were east, but now they might be west of us. Like we might have passed through.
Who knows? It was east of River's Knit is where you heard they were.
Yeah, which is where we are now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's those
go
back.
We have to go back to Riversnet.
What?
We got to go back. The Raven sister there. We could take Askelon back.
and infect a whole village. Are you crazy?
We'll have her come out and heal him.
Who's getting in the boat with him? I'm not.
We'll tie a rope to him and he can have his own boat.
That's not a bad plan.
You're wasting time. She's worthless. Leave her behind.
She's not worthless. She has a story to tell.
You're going to put 4 in a boat?
We have... Oh, it's right. We only have 2 boats.
You have a third boat. It's
no,
fine.
that boat's plagued.
It's fine.
We're not going near the other boat. We have 2 boats.
Now, finally, you're thinking, Conn.
Well, do we have at least a blanket to give her? Because she can't stay out in her skin like that.
Fine. Give her your blanket. Let's go.
Oh, bloody hell. Of course it'd be my blanket.
Whose else would it be? God, let's go.
Fine. We have to take our friend back to the village. There's a healer there.
That river's going to kick our ass going backwards.
All right. So as Stas is running, I'll be right back with a blanket. Conn runs back to the camp to grab a blanket to then run back to her. But I guess that's what we're doing now. Oh my God. We can't go back. The Rust brothers will be there waiting for us. What are we doing?
We got to get there faster.
There for a reason.
So you guys have finally figured out we're never going to the Bitter Reach. This was all the plan along. Rust Brothers versus the Orcs. Player characters in the middle.
So I think while there is delicate carving of like plague-ridden flesh and pustules dribbling, and there's Conn running with the blanket back going, wait, no, we can't go back. There's no way we can go back. And Stas is pacing, and the woman's like not even speaking to him. Then we also see Garm with his big handfuls of grass, like, dum-dee-dum-dee-dum-dee-dum. Garm is calm. He has the best thing going of all of your.
Not. He's calm now. Wait until we need his muscle to move that freaking 2 boats upriver.
Right? That's going to suck. Let alone the fight when we get there.
Conn, you return with your pack and a blanket if you need one.
Yeah. I'll give her. I think I have 1 second. I can't believe I'm about to do this. I'm about to give up my sleeping fur. I guess I've given up. I'm giving up my sleeping fur.
I'll buy you a new one.
Might as well.
All right.
You might as well give the one she was sleeping in. I gave. She was in mine.
That's true too. You could have just went to the beach to the other camp and grabbed that one.
Okay. Fair. All right. Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay. So Askelon, take your sleeping fur off your inventory.
I'll remember that.
It is now Garb. She wraps it around her shoulders, kind of takes it from you. Thank you. You're not going to leave me out here, are you?
Unfortunately, we're going to have to. We have no room for you in the boat. We'll come back.
My whole village is dead.
Well, you're going to have to wait. We'll come back.
Wait.
Or
look at it this way, lady. You would have
west.
died a day ago if it weren't for my friend. Now you actually have days to live, and if you find it on your own, you'll be fine. Good luck.
You can't leave her on this side of the river.
She points.
She can
to the
walk
north.
west.
I'm not
To
there.
the woods. You're not.
She can
but
walk,
she says,
walk west.
"Do you know
There's
who
a
lives
village there on this side of the river. Well, you're going to have to make it, and I'll leave you some food and water. Otherwise, you have to wait here for us, but there is no room in the boat.
Who are you
Stas
to do this?
will not let you in the boat.
To stop and help me, but then abandon me. I will never make it.
I am going to choke her, I swear to God, Conn.
Stas, enough. Look it.
That ungrateful.
We're done talking here. And I dropped some food and I dropped some water for her. So I'll take 1 unit
Take
of
a die
each
off.
off my
Yep.
tour.
Take a die off of each.
And that's it.
You leave the Askelon woman.
We'll come back. We'll come back for you.
If you're alive when we get back, then you've earned it, and you can join us. Until then, this is a godforsaken land. It only takes
be nice
the
to my new player character.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She might be important in a couple of games.
She just watches you go, but you can see when you look over your shoulder that she does creep forward past that rock she was hiding behind. She's wearing the furs as best she can, and she does collect the food and water.
Okay.
And then slips back out of your sight. Okay. All right. before we get back together?
Garm, we got a
Askelon?
plan.
Oh,
Put that shit out. You haven't lit it yet, have you?
He has a big
No.
pile of grass and brush, but no, hasn't lit it yet.
We're going back to Riversnit.
didn't we just leave? Oh, fuck. He starts stretching.
Start
Like-
packing up. And start stretching and loosening up. Because
Yeah.
we're going to have to row a boat without any help and from that boat. And then there's going to be 3 of us in one.
Well, at least we can trade off.
Well, we
Yeah,
could all 3 have oars now.
It's true.
Even though
I keep-
even though there are 2 Orlocks on the but hey,
That's what I was just wondering. I was like, it's
they
like
can
a
paddle.
rowboat, right? Like it's
Yeah.
not like a canoe. It's like a
Correct.
rowboat, right?
Correct. Correct.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now we better get started.
Time's a
Shit.
ticking. Askelon might not make it.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we'll talk in the boat. Let's get Askelon. Askelon, we have a
boat.
plan.
I'll come back. Did you get her?
Yeah, she's fine. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back for her.
What do you mean come back for her?
We need to get you to Riversnit. Conn and I and Garm have decided to put you in a boat and we'll tow you upriver, and then we'll get the woman from one of the Raven sister woman to heal you.
I'm surprised you do that. Thank you.
Well,
But
don't think us.
I
We're
thought
not
you were
there
going to
yet.
go on to. I thought you wanted to go on to the. I was releasing you if you wish to go on to, to Bitter Reach.
We can't go on without you.
You healed me. I owe you. Get in the boat.
Okay, where
Take
is
this
the,
end of the rope, then get in the boat.
Yeah, tie the rope to the other
Yeah.
boat.
where's the woman though?
She's fine. She's fine. We told her what we were doing and we'll be back.
Did you give her a knife and some
Yep.
clothes at
Gave
least?
her a knife. I gave her my bear. She can have my bear trap if she knows how to use it. She's got everything she needs. She knows we'll be back. We told her
She's
to
got food and water.
to stay low.
She's got food and water for a day.
Get in the boat, elf.
Okay. I'll go to the boat.
Just to clarify, Stas, you did not give her the bear trap or the knife, right? Just the food and water.
Just food and
that's what I
water.
thought. That's what I thought.
I'm a rogue and a raider, man.
Yeah.
I'm not too goody.
All right.
Goody.
So you put the fires out. Go on.
I'll go get into the boat.
Yeah. So you put the fires out, leave the camps, pack up all your gear, head to the 3 boats that have been moored, have been pulled up onto the bank. One of them you're going to leave, the one that you found her in. You're going to put Askelon in one and tie the rope between the 2 boats, and the 3 of you will pile into the other boat, which is equipped for 2. And you're going to have an orc in there, and you are going to row upstream against the current I described earlier. Is that right?
I'm playing without fail.
T.
I think that's right. Okay,
No,
so I'm going to
no
say
way this goes wrong.
you've probably burned half the quarter doing what you've been doing, so you can probably travel 1 river hex, maybe. Although upstream, I may say that you can only go. But I'll tell you what. We'll see what happens with your lead the way roll. But even on a good quarter, going upstream is probably going to be 1 hex if you're trying to row against it.
Yeah,
At
I think
least-
that'd be equivalent
Yeah.
difficult terrain, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Exactly. All right. So the 3 of you pile in. Who's going to lead the way? Who's going to keep watch?
I guess that's me. Now I'm sleepy. So with that condition, do I lose one of my wits?
Yes.
Okay.
you lose the wits, and then every day
Lose an
you
additional
no
one.
longer, and
Yeah,
you
you
cannot
can only
you
heal it
cannot
through
heal
magic.
wits after you sleep.
Okay, that's fine. So I've lost 1 wits from being sleepy because I didn't sleep last night.
You're
We were
tired
chugging
now.
through this morning.
Same
and
here.
I guess.
Same here.
Okay.
We just like switched.
It didn't take long after leaving town for things to go turn south again, did it? Didn't
No.
take
No.
very long.
All right. Pathfinder.
Maybe you shouldn't have rushed out of town in the middle of the night.
So as you're rolling, you're going here, right, to that hex.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and
Technically, I don't think we have to pathfind because we've already been through it.
Yeah, that's
you're
right.
You're right.
that is right.
But I made the roll.
We don't have to pathfind, but scouting is still legit.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
no pathfinding. Yeah, okay. Let me move
Still have to roll for encounters and shit.
So we'll do that. Just give me 1 second to move the right thing around here.
Sure, we don't want to go 1 hex downstream and then come back up because then we'll have traveled a hex and then reasons.
That's right. Gamist reasons. Okay, so you start going back up the Elia River, and it is rough going. I'll give you this hex, but typically it's going to be a full quarter to go a hex, basically. And who was it that was keeping watch? Sorry,
I think. Well, my spyglass is broke, but I probably have the. If Conn, you're leading the way. You're muted, Phil. I think.
you're
You're still
muted.
muted.
Sorry. Sean, you roll because you'll still get a die from the spyglass, even though it's busted, right?
Yeah, it's only
Oh.
somewhat busted.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can
yes,
still
you're
use
right.
it.
Okay.
Be careful pushing if it gets another one.
Well,
Yeah.
it's all. Dude, I got this.
Okay, give me 2 seconds here. Oh, was that who was rolling that?
Stas.
Before I asked, but in fact, you did need to roll that.
Oh, I thought there was one on the verge.
So Stas failed his scouting roll.
I failed my first scouting roll. Yes.
You gonna push?
Yeah. Sure. No bueno.
How's your wits?
Oh shit! I got one left. I got one left.
We're gonna roll up into town, just beat to hell, and they're gonna already be fighting a
What
battle.
the hell happened to you guys?
right.
We came across the boat, and one of our guys
it's
caught a
Helm's
cold.
Deep, except that army coming down the hill is just rolling.
Yeah. Or it's everybody's dead. It's just burned, ruined.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So going in this direction, going west up the river, is harder going, and you have to kind of take a bit of a different path than you did before, just to make use of the water and the terrain a little better, and you get a view of something that you missed coming down the river. So I've marked the hex where you've moved to, and on the shore, covered by, we'll say, some relatively large trees, which hid it from your view before, you see the stone remains of something, a building or a structure or something like that, as you're going past. Looks quiet.
Conn, you see that over there?
Still partly cloudy, and still the weather's decent as we approach noon now.
We didn't see that on the way down.
No.
Mark it on the map. Check it out on our way back.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a good head of steam going. I'm not letting up now. What's
Give
the
me a second,
moon
I'll
going to
act-
be like tonight?
I'll
Are
actually
we
mark
just
it.
going through the night? Like,
Think we have to.
Well, yeah, or he'll die.
probably. Hopefully it's a good moon. I wasn't paying attention last night.
Okay, I just marked where the ruins are beneath your symbol, and that takes us to noon. Right, that's the end of Q2. correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
Checking one more thing.
Oh. If we go along the southern shore,
Well, we have to go the route we came, or we have to make a lead the way check.
right?
Correct.
So we can go
So-
along the southern
We
shore.
can. I'll make a lead the way check.
Look at you. So you'll hug the other coastline and be just terrible cheats, basically.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I
of
mean, cheats, we
is there
know.
Any
Right?
chance I could have slept in the other canoe?
Oh, in the other boat.
You could rest, right?
It's a little rocky though.
It's okay.
Let me do this. Let me look at something here. Hang on. Let's go on. So you have this sick. Let me see. You may not be able to do it because of the sickness. I need to check the sickness first. So let's check that.
114.
Thank you, Kevin.
Sad that I've looked up disease in the index
Cannot-
that many times.
Cannot recover strength or agility while sick except through magic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that you can get your wits and whatnot back, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to sleep before I can even start to get my wits back, but I also am down I'm also down empathy. So I haven't, because I couldn't get anything back, you told me, because of the failed camping roll.
Failed sleeping.
That's right, because because
that's why-
of Conn's awesome camp that he set you up in.
Right.
Yes.
And so, but if I can rest in
Roll me a
and
d6, Wayne. 4 or 5 or 6. It's calm enough for you to actually rest.
Okay.
Mm.
Yes.
All right. So I can rest, but I will still be down 1 strength and 1 agility.
A 5.
So I'm just gonna. Yeah. All right.
So
good.
So that were you also sleepy? You would have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So,
I
it wipes out a lot of that. The sleepy, and 1 point of whip, or recovers empathy and recovers wits. Is that right?
You're right.
Okay. And that was from the prior quarter. You guys are about to do another
Correct.
quarter here.
Totally at a game. How much strength do you got?
I have 2 strength and 2 agility.
Gotcha.
I was worried that if I didn't sleep by the 4th quarter of today, I would break.
Like another.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens when you do that.
Mhm.
Well, I'd be broken. I'd have to roll on the
Critical injury. chart.
critical injury target.
Yep. We're in new territory here. Guys, I have something I got to run up to my wife. We can either call it here, or I can go away for like 3 minutes and come back, and we can do one more hex or something. What do you guys want to do?
I could stay up a little bit longer.
Phil, you're also late.
Yeah. I mean, if it's just like roll the lead the way and whatever, then that's fine.
Okay, then give me 2 minutes to go see my wife for a second. I'll come back. We'll do one more lead the way, and we'll break there.
Okay.
I shall return in just a moment.
Oh, if you break while sleepy, you collapse and sleep for at least a quarter day. Right then.
But I still have to roll. I'm still
Right.
broken. Right. So
Right. Yeah.
all right. So we could do bets now. We get there for Rush Brother or Army War or ruined. It's just like a burned out cinder.
I think
Right.
I think it'll be fine. I think it's when we get there and then we're there
Yeah,
for
It'll
like
be
a
right
quarter,
after you get
and all
healed.
hell breaks loose.
They
after
arrive.
there.
100%. Yeah.
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 Isn't it funny
Yeah.
just how it worked out? Like,
Mhm.
I was ready to make up a new character. I was like, oh well.
well,
could
I
see
totally
that.
thought, I was like, wait, there's a way for you to share willpower points. Yeah, there is. And I was like, wait, fuck, you have to
You
be able to
can
cast a spell.
Right. That's right.
You need one willpower point to then transfer willpower points. Like,
Yeah. I was going to be, well, I could still die of this, but I was like, if I die with 23 experience points, I've only spent experience. The only experience point spend was the
level 2 healing,
level 2 in healing,
which you got for the cheapo version compared.
Right. That's why I had so many experience points saved, because I knew it was going to cost 18. I think. Yeah.
9, 18, 27 to get the 3 levels of.
Alrighty. Ready to continue?
Mhm.
Finish this bad boy out?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. I'll do the lead the way roll.
And that's because you're going into this hex, sticking to the south shore.
Yeah.
Look at Conn. Never fails one. Never ever. And I need to do was it Stas again who might do the keep watch?
Scout.
Yep. Don't roll it yet. I need to do standby. All right. So hard going again. And forgive me, I need to move the token. So correct me if I'm wrong. You were going here.
Yep.
Right. And that takes us to around 6 p.m. 1800. It has begun to rain. So the clouds have gathered in. The rain that you experienced previously has returned. You travel 6 miles upstream and Stas, you don't see a thing. It's quiet. The skies are dark as the rain's starting to come down. So you can, it's one of those moments where the river's coming your way, but the whole surface of the river is just jumping with the raindrops that are hitting it, kind of thing. It's miserable, quite frankly. Askelon, you certainly cannot rest in this sort of weather where you're out and exposed in the back of the other rowboat. You probably have to even bail a little bit.
I think the rain's what woke me up.
Yeah, the rain probably did wake you up. Do you want to try for one more or cut it there?
Oh, we can do one more. Can you unfog of war the south tile?
I can.
South hex.
Yep. Stand by.
So
yes.
Sleepy condition, that's not a quarterly effect, right? Or is it?
It's a day effect.
It's a day effect.
Daily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure.
I need to see here. Yep. Well, the fog of war tool is behaving very strangely. Okay. Does that look about right?
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully they'll fix it with the new version of Foundry eventually.
Yeah.
Sean, were you saying version 11 is almost out?
Yeah, they're talking about version 11.
Good Lord.
I thought I saw like an update or things that they're looking at. I know they're just chugging along on that thing. They always have since 7.9 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like they're putting it out every 3 months.
So if you were to keep going now, it would be dark by the time you stopped. And you would be well good and exhausted. So it's about supper time. Evening shadows are starting to draw a little bit if you could see them, but they're covered by the rain. You can tell if the sky's getting darker and darker, though, basically. So the day's wearing on. You could press forward into that marshy, reedy area that I have marked on the map that you were in before, or you could put ashore and try to make camp. What do you guys intend to do?
I'd keep going. Keep Asking alive, don't we?
Yeah.
He doesn't have time.
Right. I know what time to sleep.
I'll keep
Rest.
pushing.
Okay. So you do not need to lead the way, right?
No.
We've been through that X.
Yep. Understood. You picked up your one cheap ass experience point. I know how you guys operate. Just one little jog to get
Yeah.
Glad to be on this side finally.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let me check
Wow,
for the
look at
encounter.
that shore.
Would this be Stas again if we need it for keep watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fine. One second. Actually, one thing you can do while I'm reading here for a minute is Stas, you can roll your scouting.
Ah, shoot. Oh boy. Oof. Oof. If I push, I lose a point.
I wouldn't do it, man.
And
You
become
could
broken.
you could break yourself.
Wow,
You know.
I would be.
All right, so
breaking from pushing doesn't do anything. But
you don't have to roll critical, right? Yeah. Except you're still out.
Yeah, you're still out, but
yeah.
But no, don't do it.
All right, so you push hard, and for umpteen hours you've been on the river now, fighting the current going upstream. And by the time midnight rolls around, it's pitch black. It's raining. It's hard to even see. You can't even see either shore. So you're starting to question maybe you should have put in. You're probably, I would imagine, pretty close to that South Shore because you've kind of described it that way. But you then discover rapidly that you're amidst these big reeds and these big tall grasses that the boats are kind of going through, and you're like, I don't know if this was the best idea of all. And Askelon, you have not been able to sleep or rest in the back. And as you look up, you can see the three shapes ahead of you and the big orcs got on the oars, the three of them. And on the side of the boat, you see these two big scaly hands go wrap around, and the whole boat almost tips over as whatever's in the water pulls down. And you see this froggy lizard head come up out of the water and look at you with glossy black eyes and go, and we'll cut right there.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, he's going to be so pissed when I tell him about the plague.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Eat me, I dare you.
Yeah. I changed my character's name so I would remember next time we played.
Oh.
I now named him Askelon the Plague Elf. So
what kind of elf are you? I'm a plague elf.
I'm the Plague Elf.
Oh dear. All right, you ready for experience? Feels like a while since we've done this. Did you participate? I think you did. Did you travel at least one hex, you dirty cheaters?
Yes. Yay! Go team.
Yes, you did. Which you had not visited before. Did you discover a new adventure site?
Is that the ruins?
I'm going to say no. You didn't really stick your nose in there or anything.
The elven forest?
Yeah.
Oh, that's two things.
I'll give it to you. Fine, Kevin. Fine. Did you defeat one or more monsters?
Oh.
Did you find treasure, 1 gold or more? Did you build a function in your stronghold? No. Did you activate your pride? No. Did you suffer from your dark secret? Anyone? I don't think so. Did you risk your life for another PC? I think some of that went on.
Absolutely. Askelon, yes.
Thanks.
Anybody else risk their life?
I think Stas. I mean, he got infected too.
Mm-hmm.
He was messing about.
I don't know if I risked my life though.
Okay.
I think I just got infected by
another PC. Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think it just happened.
So the last one is: Did anyone perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
Oh, Askelon for healing. All the cleaning he was doing.
Yeah.
So,
and,
you know,
and healing the
if
NPC
Askelon
lady.
lives, he's got a lot of experience points. But if
he
he
lives-
dies, then he's
Harrigan,
gone.
if you kill my damn player with 28 experience points,
Oh,
you're gonna owe me more than one freaking beer.
You've been banking, have
Right.
you? I see.
Well, I had to, right? I had to.
to get to
Before-
18 and then
I had to
had
get to
to?
18. Yeah,
You were in the village forever, man. You could have spent some
I had
experience
18 when
points.
I went to the village.
And you didn't spend any in the village?
I did. I'm
But
saying
cheap.
but then I was able to buy. I was able to train for cheap instead of having to pay the 18 that I'd been hoarding. You know. So
Does anyone
so
else
that's
hear
why-
Wayne scrambling to explain himself here? Because that's what I'm hearing.
You know,
Is
I think we should just give Wayne a point for every XP criteria and see what happens.
he's either going to be God of Death because he'll gain, you know, like Necromancy 2 and
Yeah,
Healing
right.
3, you know.
Or he could be dead.
There's that too.
yes. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the session. I think it was a fun one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes. Kind of all over the map, and now you're going back. I can't believe you're going the other way.
Right?
This is so bad. You know, the Rust Brothers, like, let's all gear up for this. Give us at least a quarter to do a little trading, especially Wayne. Wayne, if anybody, he deserves it. Give us a little bit of time.
This has been a Litterbox Studio production.